Well, this segment takes us to the Bear Valley Community Hospital, where a really important search is going on. I'd like to introduce to you two gentlemen that's really involved in it. On the left is Rudy Schuda. He is CFO of the hospital and acting CEO of the hospital until we find a CEO. And on the right is Don Whiteside, and Don is with HFS, which is a healthcare search organization. And they're here and at the direction of the District Board of Directors to find a new CEO. We've had a vacancy here for a few months. And it's a process. It's not an easy job, is it, Rudy?
No, it's not. It's we entered into an agreement with HFS Consultants out of Oakland to go through and do a search for our for the district CEO. It's at a board level committee. 2 board members are on the committee. There's 5 community members and 4 employees who make up the committee, including myself as the CFO and Ron Delmakian as the HR director, and Ron serves as the coordinator of the committee itself. So what we're trying to do is get both employee input as well as community input into the process, because the CEO for our district is an important position.
You bet. Now, boy, that committee, you have a big committee. You covered all bases on this one.
Yeah, we did.
So,
yeah, I think it's inclusive of folks like we have Mickey Plummer with the auxiliary for community member. We have Jim Gonzalez and Barbara Espinoza who are the current board elect members. We have Jack Briner, who he's the president of First Mountain Bank, brings to us a wide range of experience. Plus Jack served on a board with Sutter Healthcare in Northern California, so he understands the healthcare process. We have Uli Kreze, who's director of finance. We have Renee Marquez over at the clinic. Valerie Cook, who is the lab manager, and Nancy McGivney in nursing. So we have a cross selection of employees within our organization from the healthcare side of the business, which is nursing and lab, as well as from the business side of the business, finance and of course the clinics. Sure. So we have a good selection of people, and 2 board members that would be also participating in the reviews.
So anyway, Don, you've probably been in this business for a while. I'll bet it's a more difficult job today to find just the right person because of everything that's happening in the healthcare industry. You have to have a very special person.
That's true, and I have been in a business. Well, I think this is about my 15th search for a district hospital CEO or executive director. Many of those previous clients have also been similar to Bear Valley in that they're rural hospitals or rural in a resort area. And Ron, you named it. The most important thing is to find somebody that fits well in the community, that has the technical and business skills and background to be able to serve both the financial and the clinical needs of the patients of the hospital and therefore the broader community. So it's difficult, but I'm very optimistic and I'm very pleased with the progress that we've made so far.
That's great. At least when a new CEO comes in, we're in a pretty good financial position, aren't we? I mean, we struggle, but compared to other hospitals that are closing trauma centers and everything else, we're fairly good, aren't we, Rudy?
As a district hospital, we're in a very good financial position. We have a very strong balance sheet, which is important for any business, and of course with our business, we're a standalone organization. We do not have a big brother like the large corporations like HCA in Nashville that could go through and put in money. We must make it on our own. Of course, we are supported by tax revenues, but we manage our business well, and as a result, for a lot of people within the organization, the management of the business and providing the care, we have been able to maintain a very solid financial background for our hospital.
God, that's great. Now, when you started, Don, how long have you been in the search for this hospital now?
Oh gosh, Rudy might have to remind me. I think we've been at it about 6 weeks.
About six weeks.
6 weeks. Typically a search like this, it always takes a little longer than everyone hopes, but the most important thing is to make sure that we do a good job. We're hoping and expecting that we'll be able to complete the search by the time, probably late November, by Thanksgiving or so.
Oh, good. That soon.
Well, we're hopeful, but as I tell my clients, I'd rather that they be slightly irritated that it took a bit longer than majorly irritated because we don't find the right person.
Right.
But I've begun. I'm up here this week. I'm actually interviewing some of the initial candidates that we've identified. I expect to continue to interview candidates that both through my network and our outreach and contacts with people, as well as a woman that I work with in the Bay Area that we've identified as having the potential, the possibility of being the appropriate people. We won't know until I've interviewed them, we've done some background checks, and certainly once we've identified a group of people, the committee that was named earlier has a chance to look at these people and to interview the ones that they think are best.
They'll take, what, the top 5 or so?
Typically 3, 4, 5. We hope it'll be 4 just to keep the process manageable, and that will be out of, well, gosh, I probably will have contacted a few hundred people by the time we're done with the process. I probably will have interviewed somewhere between 20 and 30, those that look most appropriate, and have narrowed that down to, we hope usually in a process like this, 7, 8, 9, let's use 8 as a number that the committee will look at and help make a decision about who to bring to town to interview.
Sure.
Once the committee's made that choice, they'll interview the people, and they'll make a recommendation to the full board about probably 2 finalists. Those finalists will be interviewed by the board, they'll come to town, they'll probably bring family members with them so that it's important that the person and their family fit into the community as well. The board will make a decision, the board will make an offer, we'll come to a conclusion, and you'll have a new CEO.
Maybe by the end of the year, then.
We certainly
Yeah.
Rudy hopes so,
Rudy's
because doing both jobs at once, he's doing a fabulous job, but I bet it's exhausting.
A lot of Coke.
I want to
Coca-Cola.
I want to say this on air because I've talked to a lot of people out here, and I mean they absolutely praise Rudy for what he's doing. So I know he's wearing 2 hats; he has to switch them all the time, but that's terrific.
You know, it is, but Ron, we all do it. I mean, that's everybody. That's not just me. It's everyone in this hospital from the person you check in to the ER. I've been a patient a couple of times here, and with the kidney stone issue, we treat it like everyone else. It's a great facility. So all of us joined together in a team effort to go along and make it to be a great hospital.
Right.
Well, and if I can speak to that too, I have to tell you, it makes my job as a recruiter much easier to have Rudy doing the excellent job that he's doing, and the team here doing the excellent job that they're doing, because candidates are interviewing us just like we're interviewing them, and for them to know that it's in good hands during this time, and the excellent job that Rudy and the team have done to bring the finances up to the excellent condition they're in, makes this a more attractive client to bring candidates to. So again, I think also the fact that going forward there is really the optimistic hope on the part of the candidates that there can be growth, that there's been resolution of some issues in the past. I think.
Sure.
I think it's going to be good for the entire community.
And that's what, for example, like with the size of our group, but we have employees, and every one of those folks when asked, they all said yes. This was something that came from their heart because they believe in it, and then of course the community members. We all live in this community, and we know that it takes an hour and a half to get off the hill. At least the way I drive. So it's a situation where up here we all need this facility, and we want to get the best possible person in the job, like we want all the jobs, the best possible people. Because when we need the help, when your lips are turning blue and you're in the ER, you want to make sure you have good people, and once we have.
That's for sure. And from a candidate's standpoint, who wouldn't want to live here?
I agree.
I mean, that's out of the question. Everybody would love.
Well, that's one of the attractors. I have to remind everybody that, well, some of the candidates have said, "Oh, we've been coming up with my family for years," but I do have to remind them that when you live here, it's a little different than when you visit on a vacation.
right.
And if you're living all week in snow, it's a little different than coming up just to ski.
But I try to tell them living here is different. It's better.
Yeah.
Because we get to live here.
That's right.
And the traffic jam that I had this morning was when the ducks were crossing Lakeview.
That's right.
It's not 2 hours driving to work.
I know. And driving through the pines to work.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Beautiful.
Oh, God, yeah.
It is something. And you have plans for expansion. I mean, we're really tight here. We had a bond issue, a few years ago that really didn't pass.
Right.
But we still need it. I mean, our ER is absolutely jammed. We need to enlarge it. There's a lot of projects that we need. So we need a good, strong CEO.
Yes.
Along with CFO.
And the CEO and CFO need good, strong community support.
That's right.
I'm hoping your audience will give them that.
You bet.
And we do. We did go. The board approved an expansion project with a review, a master plan with a company called GKK Works. Was vetted by Frank Murray. In fact, he had a lot of experience with them through Kaiser. Some of his connections. They did work for Kaiser. They've done work for Loma Linda and various other facilities. They came up with a plan, and now it's just a situation of how we're going to finance it, and bantering it back and forth so that we can, in fact, make this hospital to the hospital that we would all like it to be.
That's right.
And it's a struggle because the economy has issues.
Mm-hmm.
No one really knows what's going to go on with the current Obamacare, how that's going to work on. So we're proceeding in a conservative manner to go through and make a really solid decision.
That's great. I know that everything coming down from Washington just puts more and more pressure on all of the healthcare facilities. And, one thing is, if we didn't have a hospital here, we wouldn't have hardly anybody here. Retired people rely on it. Ski resorts have to have it.
Right.
I've been here so long when we had a little hospital clinic in the village that was a fire station before that. And to see the fine facility we have now is a plus for our community.
We provide outstanding medical care to our community. We have a 5-star rated CMS, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid services for the government. It's rated 5 stars, outstanding skilled nursing facility. We provide great emergency care. I could testify. I've been a patient.
Me too.
You too. All right, there you go. We've all been patients. It's good for the community. It's a good, strong facility. And I think, as you said, who would want to live here in Big Bear and work at this facility because it's a great place. I mean, it's nice, including in the wintertime.
Right.
I mean, Don's a flatlander. You know how it goes. He
That's
lives in Northern California. He likes the sun and the fun. But here it's great because we have some snow, but it's good because people come up and they contribute to our community. It makes it work. It's a great place to live and work.
That's for sure.
And even with Rudy's description of me, I spent a lot of my time in rural hospitals, in mountain hospitals, worked in and around the Tahoe area. And you have the view of this hospital. I know Rudy's been other places too. You really should be proud of this hospital and the community that supports it. I get in and out of a lot of hospitals, and this is a really great place to be.
It is. We're family here. Even when you come in, any patient comes in, it's like they're part of the family. They're taken care of every bit as well as anybody.
Yeah, it's true. It really is. And what's interesting is that, and it's hard for people to understand, when you work in other hospitals like urban America, the person who comes in you don't know. Here, you may know the person. They may have been your school teacher. They may have been you may have babysitted their children. So everyone knows everybody. So you have a different view of that patient coming through, and it's a situation where our admission people really they have a hard job because you're dealing with someone sometimes with very sensitive issues, and it's like you say, it's a family, but it's a good place. It's a very good hospital. Yeah. And we want CEOs who have that same value that we can
part of the family.
Exactly.
Right. And maintain the professionalism at the hospital.
You bet. Yeah. Well, Don, I guess there's a publication of healthcare personnel where you place an ad? Do you place an ad?
There have been some placements, and there are essentially networks. But the most valuable place for us to find appropriate candidates is in the network that myself and my colleagues have developed over the years, and that will reach out and touch the people that have led organizations like Big Bear or similar to Big Bear in the past and have a track record of success. I've been in the business, I don't even want to admit for how long, but in the course of that, in working for a hospital trade association and doing recruiting for close to 30 years, I'm really, really blessed and lucky to have connections at the senior levels of healthcare execs throughout the state and to some degree throughout the country. So it's fairly easy for a company like mine to get the word out to the people that would be appropriate. And then they tell their colleagues and friends. So we've had people not only that we've contacted directly, but that have heard about it through other forums and have contacted us.
Right.
The trick is to sort out who the good folks are and who is appropriate for.
So you don't have any problem getting good applicants?
Well, I wouldn't say we'd have any problem, but because we have enough people, but the important thing is to find the right people for this situation.
I'm amazed that you're doing it so quickly. That will.
We're not done yet.
Yeah, it seems to be sliding right along.
Yeah, no, it's moving. As I said, we have not run into any roadblocks yet, which I, cross my fingers, and we'll just keep working hard.
We probably have a few bumps before it's over.
Certainly.
Nothing drastic. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, a hospital is just a building here, and there's a lot more than just what goes on in the hospital. You have the Royal Clinic out in Big Bear City, family clinic across the street from the hospital, the Moms and Dads Project. I mean, this is a community healthcare district with a lot of organizations.
That's a really great point, and it's one of the things that we look for and that we discuss with potential candidates is that they not only have to be able to manage the complex and at times maddening bureaucracy of running a hospital and the legislation and the regulation that's brought to us by both the state and the feds, but they have to be able to also reach out to those other services and areas that are affiliated with the hospital and provide leadership there. Rudy, I know you can probably discuss better than I what some of those other organizations are.
Yeah, we have since we're in a rural area, we're in a medically underserved area, we're qualified to have what's referred to as rural health clinics. So we have two of them. One here in Big Bear Lake at the Family Health Center, and one in Big Bear City, as you said, John, off of Big Bear Boulevard. In the Big Bear City Center, we offer dental services as well as OB services, which actually is a great service to the mountain to pregnant women.
Right.
That also is in relations with the Moms and Dads Project, where we have a program over in Big Bear City, the Moms and Dads Project, which is funded through First Five, which is an outstanding program. We received a $250,000 grant on an annual basis with that program. That they teach young pregnant women, principally young pregnant women, how to go through and handle that pregnancy. And what you do is you take that woman from the Moms program, it goes over to the Big Bear City Rural Health Clinic, and Dr. Carden, who's our OB, will treat that patient during her pregnancy. So when they get ready to deliver that baby, they have OB care.
Right.
An outstanding program.
Sure.
The dental program with Dr. Brown also offers great programs to the uninsured or the Medicare population, the at-risk population as referred to. Provides great services. Here in Big Bear Lake, we have a family practice over at Big Bear Lake, the Family Health Center. We have Dr. Rocha, who's a pediatrician. So we have a pediatrician on the mountain. So you have the OB, you deliver your child, you're able to go through and see the pediatrician. Right. A great bundle of services. In the Moms program, I mean, that's an outstanding program. Not only do we do the at-risk mothers, they have 0 to 3 years old with the First Five program, and we also recently got a grant for some $30,000 to train people like us how to put car seats into our car.
Right.
I have 2 grandchildren, and we exchanged car seats at a family event. I didn't know how to put the car seat in. Now we have a program here in Big Bear Lake.
I could have taught you.
Yeah, right. We have a program here in Big Bear Lake that will train people to put those car seats in.
Sure.
And then the foundation,
The volunteers. You've got to mention
yeah,
the
the volunteers. Yeah,
Oh.
the foundation just recently donated $11,000 to the Moms Program for computers. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to the hospital for all sorts of programs, including a table for the OR for orthopedic surgery, and then the Pink Ladies, the auxiliary.
You bet.
They're great people. I
You
love doing
bet.
gift shop. Can I plug the gift shop?
Shoot your day.
I come shop at the gift shop, folks. It saved my tush on many occasions on gifts for my wife or when I was bad, gifts for my wife or when I was bad, gifts for my wife.
You're
So
right.
they have a great place. They provide a valuable service. We had a woman, a Pink Lady, who was in the skilled nursing facility or the hospital, and she needed a bath. The auxiliary, the Pink Ladies, donate the money for the the tub room, which is an outstanding asset for the hospital.
Sure.
Because some people like to take baths. We have it. It's a great program. So the Pink Ladies, the foundations, the Moms Program, the Rural Health Clinic, and the hospital provide an entire community of healthcare
Spectrum of
resources
care,
that is valuable to our circuit.
And we can't forget the auxiliary.
Oh yeah, the auxiliary. I love the Pink Lady. They're great. They're incredible.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's,
those women.
those Pink Ladies are really something.
Yeah, Carol Walton, the Grizzly, had her how many hours she gives them? It's like
She's 33,000 some odd hours.
15 years of service to the hospital. If you're a full-time employee working 2,080 hours a year.
That's right.
That is amazing.
I know
And just
it.
recently we had the passing of a couple of folks that have worked here for 20 years. And it's just Robin Green's mother, for example, Mrs. Austin. She worked here for 20 years.
Right.
And she just recently passed. These women really put a lot, mainly, they do have a pink man.
Sure.
They do have one Pink Man, the Pink Ladies. They do a lot of work, and their husbands.
You
Also,
bet.
remember Tanya Leaneller's husband always came over and got the recycled the Coke can. So
Right.
the whole organization has a good support system with the foundation and the auxiliary.
That's good. Well, gentlemen, our time is up. Thanks so much. I hope you out there watching this learn a little bit more about what a wonderful hospital we have and the intricate process it is to find a really qualified CEO, and they will find it. So
Yes,
anyway, thank you too. We've been talking to Rudy Shuda, the CFO and the acting CEO for the hospital, and Don Whiteside of HFS Consultant.
Great.
So anyway, thank you too, and
Thank you.
have a wonderful week.
Thanks, Ron. Take care.
Thanks.
Well, there you have it, folks. The very latest on the search for a new CEO for our wonderful hospital. That's it. Now don't go away. I'll be back after these messages.